Hi, my name is Noah and I smell good, and today we're going to be going through the 5 winter fragrances that you need this season. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, first up, we have Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Mail Le Parfum. Now, I know everybody says this fragrance. You go through TikTok, you go through Instagram, everywhere you go, it's like you can't escape this fragrance. But there is a reason for it. Just because something's popular doesn't mean you have to hate on it. So when something's good, something is good. And this is very good. This is a mature masterpiece. This fragrance is so well crafted. This is perfect for younger guys who are going to mature occasions. If I'm going to any suit and tie event, this is probably what I'm going to be reaching for. It's super inviting with that iris that just runs through the whole fragrance. There's lavender, there's cardamom. There's really not a lot not to like about this fragrance. This is what every guy needs in their collection when they just want to get complimented and when they want a fragrance that's going to last the entirety of whatever occasion they're going to, because the performance on this is great. I can't say enough good about it. Le Mail Le Parfum, it's a staple in any fragrance collection and for good reason. So that's number 1. All right, up next I have Givenchy's Society Extreme. I think this fragrance is discontinued, and if that's true, that is a horrible shame because this is an amazing winter fragrance. I wore this around a friend the other day and they literally said to me, they were like, Noah, you smell like a holiday store, if that makes sense. This is a very mass appealing scent. However, it's very unique. Nothing else really on the market smells like this. Sometimes I honestly wish that this was a candle because I just wish an entire house could smell like this. This is amazing. It's not nearly as dark as the other winter fragrances on this list, but it still has that spiciness in it that it works throughout wintertime. This is honestly one of the best layering fragrances for winter. I pair it with so many other of the winter fragrances that you'll see in this list, and it just adds something to them that they wouldn't have on their own. This is very vanillic in its base. It's ambery. This is a gentlemanly scent. When I picture wearing this, I think of wearing like a nice knitted polo sweater out to a coffee date or some other semi-formal event. This is a great fragrance to have in your rotation. And if you don't want to smell like everybody else but still want to get compliments, it's good for that. All right, now that we've reviewed Society Extreme, let's go on to the next one. Stop. If you've made it this far in the video, make sure that you like, make sure that you subscribe, and make sure that you drop a comment down below telling me what your favorite winter fragrances are, and I will get to replying to those as soon as I see them. Now, let's get back to the video. All right, the next one I have is going to be no surprise to anybody. It is Giorgio Armani's Stronger With You, Absolutely. Now, I know a lot of people are going to pick Intensely for this list, but I think if you're trying to come off as more mature, this is the Stronger With You fragrance for you. That is a classic cinnamony, boozy chestnut scent. What a beautiful winter masterpiece. This is great for occasions where you're going to be indoors and you just want to smell cozy. Anytime I've given someone a hug who's wearing this, I always go back for a second hug because it's just inviting in its essence. Now, the reason I choose this over Intensely or the Parfum, I find the Parfum is very dark and I love my sweet scents, and Stronger With You Intensely I feel like is just too one-dimensional, whereas this makes the Stronger With You Intensely DNA just that much more dark, where it adds this layer of complexity to it that it wouldn't normally have. I just picture it snowy outside, you're inside wrapped up in a blanket by a fireplace with a cup of hot chocolate and maybe something with cinnamon in it baking it in the background. This is almost gourmand. It's that cinnamony spicy, but it is amazing. This is like a holiday specialty drink. I love it. Now, I personally will say I don't get the best performance on this fragrance, around 4 hours, but if you're going to a movie night with friends during this winter time, or if you just want to smell cozy when leaving the gym or somewhere along those circumstances where you don't need it to last that long, this would be a great fragrance to have. So that is Stronger With You, Absolutely. On to the next one. Now, one thing about winter fragrances is they have to be pretty strong to cut through the cold winter air, but sometimes that can lead to scents being almost headache-inducing because they're too strong. This one has the staying power of a strong fragrance, but it doesn't have that overbearing headache-inducing smell to it. And that is K. Ali's Chocolate Oud. Now, I know the name of this fragrance is Chocolate Oud. I can smell no chocolate and no oud in this fragrance. This is a musky caramel apple type scent. There is some cinnamon in there, but there's a lot of spiced rum, so it's not specifically cinnamon like the other ones in this list. This is very similar to Kilian's Angel Share, but a little bit softer in its delivery. And this is one of my most complimented fragrances of all time, and that is because of the scent trail that this leaves when you enter a room. The sillage on this, it follows you like a cloud wherever you go. I actually had someone smell this on me once, and they literally ordered it on the spot once I told them what it was. And once this dries down, it definitely gets a bit darker, it gets a bit more incensey, definitely more Middle Eastern in the dry down. However, that is a good thing in my opinion. I don't like linear fragrances all the time. I want this to develop, and this honestly kind of creates a first impression and then draws you in as it develops. I love this. This is definitely not a common fragrance, especially for gentlemen, but if you want a sleeper pick that nobody knows about and that is guaranteed to get you compliments this winter, I would highly suggest this. This is a very sophisticated winter fragrance, and if you want to smell like you're 2-3 years more mature than you are, I'd be rocking this. Now let's get on to the final fragrance. Now I just want to say this before I go into the last fragrance. I typically agree that there are certain fragrances for certain seasons, right? I don't want to be wearing Lacoste Blanc in the cold of winter, but I also don't want to be wearing La Mer Le Parfum in the heat of summer. However, sometimes fragrances are categorized wrong in my opinion. And this fragrance would be one of them. The last fragrance I have on this list is Tom Ford's Bois Pacifique. Now this is always talked about as a summer fragrance, like you're off the Italian coast. It's an oceanic type of fragrance, but to me, this is a winter fragrance. You see, now not all winter fragrances have to be overly sweet or overly cinnamony for them to be considered winter fragrances. And to me, the depth that this fragrance has makes it perfectly suited for the winter. This opens up, yes, kind of fresh and oceanic, but it has a woodiness that goes throughout the whole fragrance that makes this dark enough for wintertime. Now, why I think this is winter is because this is definitely a oceanic fresh scent, but there's so much woods in this that when you mix the two together, you get this fresh woody scent that really cuts through the cold air well and performs beautifully in winter. This doesn't particularly smell like the holidays to me or a snowy, cold winter day, but this smells like a rainy winter day where you're inside eating a good bowl of soup, getting ready to go out and tackle what you have for the day. Me saying this smells like a rainy day inside doesn't really give this the best credit for what it is, because this is very sophisticated. I can see anyone in the professional world wearing this, a perfect CEO type scent. This gives off a very commanding masculine energy. One of my fragrance hot takes is any fragrance with this color juice is a winter fragrance. I don't care what you say the notes are. If it looks like this, it's a winter fragrance. Definitely not the most stereotypically winter fragrance on this list, but very much a solid pick for the cold season. I highly recommend this one, Tom Ford Bois Pacifique. So that's our last fragrance for the video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and you drop a comment down below. Send me your fragrance collections to my Instagram at NoahSmellsGood. It'll be linked in the description. And I want to say thank you for watching. We're gonna be working hard and growing this channel, so if you like the content, make sure to support, and I hope you have a lovely day. Make sure you're smelling good.